All right, court will call 20 CR 1358, People versus Letecia Stauch. Record should reflect the jury is not present in the courtroom. Is there anything we need to take up outside the presence of the jury at this point in time? Prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't think we put this on the record at the time, but I could be wrong. But if the court recalls, I was asking for notes and documents that were used during a portion of the interview that we're watching now this afternoon that the doctor had. Namely, there was a so-called confession that was written in Latin. Mr. Cellini informed me that those documents were lost, that they don't know where they're at, and that the Latin confession was gibberish. I just want to, as a precaution, I don't want something to come out of Dr. Lewis's box regarding these notes for the first time while she's on the stand, because I'm under the impression they're gone. I'm going to ask her about it, but I can foresee her pulling notes out and saying they're right here. Or words to that effect. And so I, like I said, I have no reason to disbelieve what Mr. Cellini is telling me.
Well, wait a minute. So you do intend to ask about it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then what I can do is confirm that, yes, the notes were lost, that she does not have them, which would alleviate the issue of her pulling them out during trial, I suppose. I thought it was more of, if you didn't get it, you were going to ask that she not be allowed to testify about it. But your issue is you don't want to start questioning her and then say, oh yeah, by the way, here they are. Do I have that right?
I don't want her to pull out a Latin confession that somehow is relevant in this case, because I've been told differently by.
Well, it seems to me that the easiest way to deal with that is once Dr. Lewis gets here and is on the stand, I'll ask her if she has those. We can she can tell us what happened, or if she had it and where it went, or if she doesn't have it. If she does have it, I think you're entitled to it. Absolutely. And then it's a different issue about how to proceed forward then. But if she doesn't have it, then I think we can proceed in the fashion that you want. So
sounds good.
Okay.
I hope I understand why I brought it up.
Yeah, no, I do. All right, and I know Dr. Lewis is down the hallway, and I think we're just waiting on her. And once that may be her.
And for the video, it's probably easier to just have her then.
As opposed to transferring, yeah, that makes sense. Is that,
Yep,
that's what we're gonna do, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, Mr. Cook, go ahead, bring her on in. And we were thinking, Mr. Cellini had suggested, I think it's probably accurate, that place her where she was when we ended, because we're still not done with the videos yet. So yeah, that's fine. It's her.
I just need my bag and pen.
Okay, bag. Pen. Your notes are just the
Yeah.
bag.
Everything.
What else, doctor? We're late. We saved a jumping spider at lunch.
Well, just waiting you to get back. Like, did you?
Audio's working fine, Judge.
Audio's working fine. Okay. Dr. Lewis, I just wanted to double check. My understanding is that at some point during one of your interviews with the defendant, you obtained from the defendant as I understand it, I think it was a confession that was written in Latin. Is that accurate?
Your Honor, I have been looking for something written in Latin. I didn't receive it, but in my notes it says, get hold of a letter written in Latin.
Okay.
So somebody has it.
Let's, well, I want to focus on that for just a moment. You understand that there is that document, or it was created at some point in time, and you may or may not have had it at some point in time.
No, I never had it.
You never had it.
See it,
Okay.
I became aware of it very recently.
So it's fair to say then that it is not in your possession now. It's not in the stack of notes and things that you have now. All right. We good?
There's also some documents that she used, that she exchanged back and forth with the defendant with signatures and things like that we didn't get. I don't know if she has any of those documents either, Your Honor.
Do you have any of the signatures, the other signatures that the defendant made?
What could have it available to anybody? Draw a clock and you
Mhm.
can that.
We have that.
We got that.
Very important. And also, I have here, and I made this available to others, something called Ray's complex figure. It is
We have that.
and it takes a bit of explaining in terms of what it is, the rest I could do.
Okay.
But I do have it, and if you wish, you could copy it, perhaps you give it back to me or give me a copy.
We actually have the raised complex figure, if I recall correctly.
You should her copy of it and her memory, from memory, she did. And I have.
Right. I think we have that. I think what Mr. Young was asking about was the signatures and the confession in Latin, right? And you do not have either one of those. Okay. Okay. All right.
Thanks, Judge.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Anything else?
Nope.
Anything from the defense?
No, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead and bring the jury in then.
Dr. Lewis, would you rather be, you want to look that way or do you want to look at this?
Well, so far, this was
Okay. All right.
And
audio.
the audio is the same. It is. It comes out of the speakers in the ceiling.
We had to have the ring lights off, Judge. I don't know. Who,
Yeah, and that'd be a good idea.
the greens, right?
Yeah, just the green ones.
Your Honor, I was given materials from, tens of, documents that had been signed by Letecia in the past. of
Okay.
different kinds
But you don't have any in your possession now
that they gave me.
that anybody gave you.
Well, I may have them up,
You don't have them with you now.
but they have.
And I was clear, but I think there's a little bit of confusion. There were some signatures done by Ms. Stauch that were found like in records and so forth
Okay,
that we provided to,
Okay.
Dr. Lewis, and those have been provided. Ones we provided to Dr. Lewis have been provided to the district. It's the ones that were at the jail that we can't locate at this point.
okay,
And it'll become obvious when we play that portion of the
That's
video,
fine.
what we're talking about.
okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All rise for the jury, please. Thank you. You may all be seated. Court will recall 20 CR 1358, People versus Letecia Stauch. Record should reflect the jury has returned to the courtroom. When we took our break, we were in the midst of the cross-examination of Dr. Lewis. That's where we will resume. Mr. Young?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we'll play People's Exhibit 732, which is the interview that took place on November 16th, 2022 with Dr. Lewis. We're going to start it at 55:30 and end it at 102:37.
About 30 minutes.
And it's about 7 minutes. 55:30. is
Oh,
when we're
I'm
starting
sorry.
it.
I misheard you. Okay, go ahead.
Not me, but someone else could take over and hurt someone, and then that's not where I want to be. But that doesn't- Yeah, because I don't want to do that. Like, that's not. So why these are much, you know, it's so intense. Yeah. What your I gotta say it's for good intentions, so, you know, it's not like it's just like just some random person who don't cause problems, you know? It's for good. No? Maybe it doesn't look good for some people, but it's for good, it's for someone, it's for me.
Really got into a pretty bad fight or workers taken over. It's really got carried away. What's happening there? What's going on here? Can you see?
I'm not violent. I'm not violent. I am not, I am not a violent person.
Well,
I am not violent at all. But I am not gonna let people be tucked into bed, so I'm not gonna let people be hurt because I don't do this to me, okay? If someone is trying to hurt people, I'm going to make sure they're okay. Because that is what I do each and every time. I'm gonna always make sure that people are gonna be okay.
so I know what. Could you just let me?
Understand why I'm always being asked what is going on in here, because this is my job to do things for people and to protect them.
Yeah.
Because it's what I have to do.
That is, who are the protector?
I'm going to always do that, because if people are molesting kids and people are hurting kids, this is what I do for them. And if people are hurting elderly people and people are always doing this to people, this is what I'm going to do. And if people are inside your home or inside my home, I'm going to protect them. Do you understand that?
Just understand that. But you don't want me about everything. To protect. Where did things go when you protect? Can you look at me now? Do you know where? Do you know where you are? Where? Do you know where you are? And who have I talked to? Taylor? Taylor? Say. And I'm question. Taylor, do you know what just happened?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
What just happened?
You asked me about my grandpa.
I asked you to do it,
We were talking about Fred.
and I don't know, it's Bruce and Fred here, prison dog.
Yeah, he did work at a prison. I think it was in Lumberton, North Carolina.
Where?
Lumberton, North Carolina.
Yeah. But do you know what just happened with you? No. Something really essential. Then, I spoke with you, with someone who said, I protect them, I always protect them, I don't have anything happen.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, who was I from? What was my son?
Oh, I don't know. I just think,
Who was the protector?
oh, sorry.
I don't get it.
I was saying sorry. I don't know what we were talking about. We were talking about Fred, that's all I remember.
You know, you told me that it was a kind of phase, still things. Who would be the protector?
Oh, my protector is Maria. Marie, I would like very much to talk with you. If you want to talk to Maria, I don't know, sometimes she'll talk, sometimes she won't. Whatever, it's, I love it for you, Taylor. Yeah. Taylor, you will consider that. Stay. Taylor, where is your special place? You go when, say, Maria's in that. I like to go hang out and drink some wine and be by the beach and hang out with Tyler. Well, I would like to go there and let me come with Maria. And we'll do it. Yeah. But now I'd like you to go to a special place and Maria, I need to talk to you. Because Maria, you have a lot of control. What people say, is that correct? I think she does, for sure, but I need to talk with you. Yeah, I know you can hear me, and you know I am.
Okay, we paused it at 1 hour and 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Do you mind if I turned you around, Dr. Lewis? Okay, here we go. Is this the magic you were talking about yesterday?
Well, that was a joke. Technique, in which we learned how to get to talk. Self, with patients themselves, by my elder. Get to was old day or used hypnosis much, whether it's known that associative individuals very suggestive. So you're always that's this. So if you're talking with a kid or with somebody who has a problem, let's say, what do you suggest that we test, that we trust, or that we're find out more? You know, we try not to say separate aspect of your work. And we learned, and this is not only from aggressive patients, but from a product. That is, that by and large, they have a special place that, because it is known that, say, there are 3 or 4 individual entities. Sometimes they can hear what's going on if you're. Sometimes. And what we learn from our patients is to simply, what happens to you when you go? Where do you go? When I'm talking to so-and-so, Maria, where do you go? What about a special place? When you have a special?
And let me, I get that. That's why you're asking at the end, tell me about your special place, so that the persona that you think is Maria comes out.
If you, someone can say, there is no special, I don't have a special place, but when it is very common.
But when we started the video, Maria came out, right? The protector. That's the first time in the entirety of your interviews with Ms. Stauch that you think Maria comes out?
I don't recall if that is. You've watched it more than I don't know. That was the first time, but
Well, and
I
let me,
know that she existed, and I did want the opportunity to learn more because I suspected that if indeed that perhaps it was in the guise or in the wanted to talk to the
but you didn't do anything to have Maria come out. She just came out and started talking to you, right?
sometimes.
Well, that's what happened in the video, right?
I watched kind of carefully, and I think I said, you know, I really would like to talk to Maria. Very commonly, but at the beginning,
And was that the Russian accent that we heard on there that you were talking about?
I don't know, that appeared, and I'm not sure whether that is typically Maria or it's an entity or it's a combination. These are not well-defined, well-listed.
Well, she said she's the protector, and you followed up and said, hey, we just talked to the protector. And then
Well, she said.
she said, can I finish my question, please? And then she says, well, yeah, Maria's my protector. And then I'm Taylor. That's what she just said, right?
That's right, yeah,
And there was no accent when the protector was on there, right?
right.
She was speaking just like she speaks all the time. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not sure what the point is.
the point is she didn't have an accent when she came out as Maria. That's the point, right?
You're not dealing with logic. It doesn't have, it does, this is not a total different human. Not a consistent person who remembers it, or who you would always be a certain way.
How do you know she's not fooling you? How do you know that?
Well, watch, listen, see what is consistent, see what isn't. Is there any benefit? Yes. So far, speaking with a Russian kind of accent, and not really Russian words. Advantage, disadvantage, something.
Well, here's the benefit. Let me explain it to you, okay? You want consistency in your persona. If you want to say Maria comes out and speaks in a Russian accent, she should come out and speak in a Russian accent.
You should
Is that logical?
your logic. It is not logical.
Okay.
They are as logical as dreams.
So you handed her a piece of paper and asked her to sign her name.
Yeah.
What happened to that piece of paper?
Thought that I had anything that. I will certainly find it for you.
Well, wait a minute here. You just told the court
But-
that you don't have these documents, that you lost them. That's what you
There
just,
it is. There's probably, this is probably it.
Your Honor,
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have you step out in the hallway, back to the jury room, please. Guys, for the jury. Mr. Young?
Your Honor, I hate to say I predicted this, but this is exactly what I predicted was going to happen. That somehow she pulls these documents out when confronted on them. And that's why I wanted to get on the record that she lost them.
Oh, it is 200. Taking all of these to copy.
And the record should reflect that the witness is now giving Mr. Tellini a series of documents that she has on her lap.
And if
Let's finish it out. What's the record? What is it that you're being handed?
these are documents that were already provided,
Okay, so show them to Mr. Young. And let's see if
at least.
they are what he understands them to be.
Yeah, I've seen those. I haven't seen that.
I've never seen that.
I don't know what this is.
Mr. Young?
3 of the 4 documents that were shown to me by Mr. Tellini, we have in discovery, which talked about the test that the doctor had told the court about over the break. One of the documents, it looks like a series of highlighted colors and different colors On the top of it, it says Letecia, and then below it, it says red. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if that's the document that she has up there on the video or not, because I've never seen those documents.
So what are you requesting as a remedy?
If she's got these documents, I'd like to have them. And I don't want to be surprised by them when I'm asking her, when she's already told
fair.
the court she didn't have them.
All right, well, here's the easy solution to this. We'll take about a 15-minute recess. In the state of Colorado, Dr. Lewis, in case, because I know you testify in other places, in the state of Colorado, anything that you relied on, any piece of information, document, anything that was given to you by the defense counsel, anything that was given to you by the defendant, anything that was given to you by CMHIP, anything and everything in your file, without exception, must be provided to the prosecution. In addition, in the state of Colorado, anytime somebody takes the witness stand and is starting to testify, and all of a sudden is looking at some documents in their hands or something like that, counsel is entitled to see what they are. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take about 15 minutes. You look through everything she has in her lap, then we'll see where we are, and we can go from there. There's a number of remedies from there. And we can deal with all of those remedies once I have a better idea of what it is that you think she has that has not been provided. I know that certain things were taken out. I want those taken back out. And we're going to put them in the court file to be sealed so that we have something for the appellate record, as opposed to he showed me 4 documents and I had 3 of them, but not the 4th one or whatever. I want it. I want in the court record what it is that we're referring to when we talk about that. I also will have the documents if you find any documents that you've not previously been given, take those out because A, you're entitled to see them, and B, I want those in the record as well for appellate purposes in the event that that becomes necessary. Obviously, you would also be entitled to have either Dr. Torres or Dr. Gray look at those and render opinions about that in rebuttal if you choose to do so. So let's start there so that we have at least a starting point. So court will be
I
at
would just ask
recess.
that Mr. Tolini join me in that, so
Yep,
we're looking at the same
That's fine.
things.
So court will take a recess until 2 o'clock.
All rise.
Dr. Lewis, we just took a break and Mr. Tolini and I just went through all your notes that you had here in the courtroom. Is that right? Having gone through those notes, we see no documents that you were using during the course of this interview with Ms. Stauch, correct?
Not yet. You know, because I don't know what there is there in terms of that interview. If you have the whole thing, you will see those documents in the.
Let me just ask you a simple question. Do you have those documents that you used in the interview with Ms. Stauch, yes or no?
I gave them to you, yeah. They are there, but they haven't.
At this time, I'm going to ask that the court take judicial notice that Mr. Tolini and I went through those stacks of notes, and none of the notes that she's referring to are in the stack of notes that she has in the court.
Mr. Tolini, it's not a judicial notice thing. It sounds like it's a stipulation.
There is the complex figure drawing that has not been referenced, that were notes that was documented that was turned over to this attorney, and that was in there, and I think that's a little bit of it is having, as far as the signatures or the alleged.
Okay. All right.
I would accept that stipulation. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Lewis. You know the importance of turning over notes that you use in a forensic interview, especially in a homicide case. What did you do with those notes that we just talked about, where you had Ms. Stauch sign something?
Whatever she signed there, what I had was turned over to Tolini to be copied and shared with you.
May I approach the witness?
Oh, yes, you may go ahead.
I'm going to hand you what's been marked as People's Exhibit 735. Have you taken a moment to look at that document?
This is not, this is a different patient with, to my knowledge, but you have a question about it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you some questions about it, sure.
Because
Do you recognize that People's Exhibit 735?
I recognize that it was a communication of mine to this,
An email between you and Mr. Cellini, correct?
to the best of my knowledge.
And does that document accurately reflect that email that you have with regards to the EEG that we talked about yesterday and whether or not you had knowledge that you were withdrawing your request to have an EEG done?
To my mind, it was not simply dropping it, it was saying, this is not right.
Dr. Lewis, just answer my question.
I-
Does the document accurately depict the email exchange between you and Mr. Cellini with regards to your knowledge of whether an EEG was withdrawn? Yes or no?
Whether it was, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the.
Withdrawn, your request for an EEG.
It was not a permanently withdrawn thing, it was saying right now.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask you to direct her to answer
Dr.
my
Lewis,
question.
the question is simple. Is this an email that you sent to Mr. Tellini? Yes or no?
Yes, it is
Okay.
sent to him.
All right.
but-
Mr. Young?
We move to admit People's Exhibit 735.
No objection.
Exhibit 735 will be admitted. Go ahead.
And did you say in that email, go ahead and withdraw the EEG? We'll address it at a later time.
I said, and now, if we could address it later, this did not mean it's not important, it was just organizing in my head, it was most important. Like, that became less important than something else.
Well, the email speaks for itself, doesn't it? You're dictating in the email why you didn't think it was important at that time.
Well, I was saying that there are other things have arisen that we should also address.
So why did you yesterday blame the attorneys that you didn't know anything about the EEG being withdrawn?
I did not consider this withdrawing it permanently, but simply, I did not wish to fight with the court over, are you getting this, are you not? The court refused to get it, and I was saying it can be addressed again. But I did not think of it as a withdrawal.
Listen to my question carefully.
Yes.
Why did you yesterday tell this jury that you never requested to withdraw the EEG, that the attorneys did it, never told you anything about it?
Because I did not request to withdraw it. I said you could kind of wait and do it, and I did not think that they had.
Can I retrieve your document from you, please? This is what you said in your email, and you can explain what it means after I read it, okay? I have been reading more on Letecia, and I think we should drop the EEG request. What does that mean to you?
Rest of it, know the timing of it, and know what I was thinking about at that time that was most important. But this was not something that I can't possibly assist you if you don't have this. I think I think we should have it, but we can wait. Get it later. In fact, it may be, I could be mistaken, but I believe that, I think Mr. Cellini had said to me, there will be appeals on this.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask that be,
Your Honor.
Dr. Lewis?
Could get
I would
this
like
later.
Dr. Lewis,
Hold on.
please
Wait,
stop.
wait. One at a time. One at a time. Dr. Lewis, please confine your answer to the question being asked. Mr. Tellini will have an opportunity to ask you questions on redirect. And if there's anything that he thinks you need to bring up, he can bring it up then. But just confine your answer to the question being asked. And Mr. Young?
Your Honor, I would ask that what she just said be stricken, that the jury be instructed to disregard it.
Mr. Tellini? All right. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you're instructed to disregard Dr. Lewis's response to Mr. Young's most recent question. Mr. Young?
we're going to play the next video, okay? Would you like me to turn you around towards the TV? Okay. And so for the record, we're going to play People's Exhibit 732. We're going to start at 1 hour and 7 minutes and 8 seconds and end it at 1 hour and 40 minutes and 8 seconds. So this is roughly 33 minutes. And so we're going to play it continuously through, Dr. Lewis. So if you wouldn't mind, I'll ask you some questions when it's over, okay?
Date of this again, please.
It's November 16th in the afternoon, 2022.
Sorry, we got the screen.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
My initials there. And who said that? She said that she didn't know who you are. Who was it? Okay. Because you know, Taylor, I didn't write out. You did not write it. Finding them together, but I can let her know. Again, it was just for T, their baby TA, it's also a child, right? And here is the subject, right? This with a lefty. Letecia. Who is it? Letecia. That is Letecia. And so Taylor, that's why you said when you. What was Letecia? This, she's a lefty. Okay, you said you was not to know Letecia as well. Yeah, but Letecia wrote that. Yeah. Okay, and Letecia just want to say the left hand because you Taylor. Just give me the number. And you said, Taylor, okay, I am. Two. Oh, I don't play favorites. You're important. Important. And each of you seeing the vision. Yes. So, yes, it's not. Maria said she will come on her terms, but don't think that she answers any. And who said that? Was that, doesn't. So Maria said she'll come on her terms, but don't think that she answers to anyone. Letecia can only talk to her. Not me. Not Taylor. Yeah, but I can talk to. Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I can't tell what to do. But she can, because I don't curse and do bad things. You see what I'm saying? I don't curse and do bad things. I don't live through that one. Yeah, so that's why. You see, I need to talk with Maria. I think that Maria knows a lot more what happens when the two say. Right, so like, because I'm a really good person. Sometimes I kind of like get in arguments, and I mean, she gets like, because I'm not the good, not the bad, but he's the bad. You see what I'm saying? They get along with my better. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I do a lot more good. You see what I'm saying? You do a lot more. Yeah, she don't always agree with good. Or what you say is. Right, okay. Well, normally, I just need to get good. Let's, you know, do good that people do right by me. Yeah. You think I sometimes I no, I'm saying I think some things are good, you know what I mean? And so she thinks that it's good that they don't. Right, and so that's why sometimes she doesn't like talking to me. Well, yeah, so it seems to me that sometimes you think it's good. To be the strong do fight for things under your control, and then they don't see it's right. I try to like be the mediator or try to be calm. Everybody else get along, communicate, do good to people. What happens when you move? What happens when you temperance? That's what happens to them. When you take over, and then takes away from like the good part of Taylor, you know, the good part of Taylor is kind of like a good communicator, effective, you know, like not a bad temper. I can communicate effectively with them. You get up with you. Like if they come to visit me and I'm as myself as Taylor, then I can sit down and talk to them and be like able to like be nice and be like, oh, okay, how are you guys doing? They don't even know it's you. Oh, if they come and they see I'm not like whatever, I'm not Taylor. Because then I'm just like, take me along. But then I'm not trying to be mean, but then really I can't take it if they're like that.
I'm not sure how much. How satisfied are you with me?
Hmm?
How honest are you?
I'm honest with you.
I mean, you want to ask them, right? Well, you can change your mind. Maybe. What happens?
Taylor,
No, from Maria Taylor, someone signed Taylor and Maria thought, it's not there. I didn't Maria sometimes Taylor, Letecia is laying for stuff. You kind of go. Where? And it's with you.
Taylor,
Where do you tell
so what happened was, you don't tell you what happened?
Sure.
Okay, so, the night of January 27th, 2020, I had, reported Gannon missing because he was,
You had none of these.
I had,
So it's January 7th, 2000. So you reported that he was missing.
because I was calm at first, because I didn't think anything was wrong. I thought that he was just playing like a hiding challenge and that he would be okay. And I thought that he would eventually come out of his hiding spot and he would eventually, everything would be fine. He wanted to have a bunch of followers on YouTube. So I thought that the whole practice circular, so I wasn't in a panic mode. I wasn't in any kind of like anxiety or
Like it,
not yet. I was
it's not there. Something had already happened to.
no, nothing had happened to him.
But you saw that
After what?
after you were there.
Right, he was missing.
He was,
He was already, yeah, he was missing, but nothing had happened to him. He was missing.
he was. Why was he missing?
Guess he was the house or he was hiding.
Yeah, that's why, that's why. I need to go to Maria. I think all of you, and right now, talk to everyone. Talk to everybody. I think all of you have been covering for each other. And, you know, I think that you all want to. You're going to be right on the TC. Actually, you're really preventing them from getting help. Not always these kind of violence and stuff like that. But I think you're afraid of telling what happened to them. I'm sure Marie.
Should I tell you? Do you want me to keep going? Do you want me to keep going or?
Look what you told me. Marie. You're there.
Yes.
So as we were, I'm just keep going, like, I'm just gonna keep going. So, he was missing and then I called 911. And I really started to panic after a couple of minutes. that's when I started to get worried. Cause I realized that it started to rain, get cold outside. And then, when was the first one, he was born. When he was dead. And I do something. I did try to bring him back. And started praying over him, and I'm trying to bring him back to life. And when he didn't come back to life, he didn't. Where was he lying? Well, in my house. In your lungs. Where had you found him? I don't remember where I found him. Just I don't know. So you know he was in your lungs. Letecia, if you don't understand why it was like that, it's like that, because he wasn't supposed to die. He was not supposed to know. What was supposed to? Was not supposed to die, no. Sin, someone had made one person that she something else. No. What was what was the idea? What was not supposed to be him? It wasn't supposed to be him. It wasn't supposed to be. Was it supposed to be? And no, it was. Using. No, what did you think it was? I'm not a monster, okay? I'm not a monster. It's really any. I'm not a lesbian, and I heard people thinking that I'm just a mass murderer that just killed someone. I didn't know that was scamming. Okay, no circumstances that I have been, you just can't analyze. Were you doing something? It's a hard. Did you something with what was motive? Did it? It was for me. Did it look like someone else? Oh. You know, you don't know what it's like in my life. I have to see when I realized that it was Gannon. I never knew it was him. What did you say? Someone was in the home, we don't understand, someone was in the home, right? Yes, they're in the home, yeah. We see them big, okay. They're going to hurt everyone, they're going to hurt everyone. Everyone that was in the home, so it was going to hurt someone. Everyone was going to hurt someone. There was someone in the home. They were going to hurt everyone that was in the home. What I did was got them. what you do, all I did was grab the gun and fire the gun because it like someone was in the cage, okay? So all I did, all I did is grab the gun. And what happened? I saw someone who looked like they were in the cave and I fired the gun. That's what I did, okay? All I did. You don't understand, I had to protect the people that were in the house, okay? Because if someone was in the home, they were gonna rape someone, they were gonna molest them, they were gonna kill them, I had to protect them. All I did, okay? And I fired the gun. I did not know, didn't have a safety, I didn't know any of that, but that's what I do, I'm trained to do that, okay? I'm trained to kill, okay? I'm trained to kill, that's what I do, but trained to kill, I'm trained to kill, that's what I do. Trained to kill, okay? That's what I do, kill for a living, okay? Anyone that tries to hurt someone, I'm trained to kill, okay? That hurts anyone or no? That hurts the people that I care about, okay? So you kill, yes, yeah, that hurts. Yes, and that's what I did. I took the gun, I fired the gun at someone. They had a cape on, they looked like a dangerous man. Fired at someone, yes, a dangerous man. Man, yeah. Fired at a dangerous man, okay? That's what I do. This is how I go. This is how you always, yes. Always, fired the gun. And then that's what I did. Killed the man, okay? Yeah. Oh. They come to the home, that's what I do. I will protect the people that I love. I always do that, okay? I don't understand the problem. When did you realize it was not the person? I don't realize anything. I left immediately. I left immediately after I did my job. You, I left immediately after I did my job. So what did you think you done? Did what I was supposed to do, which is I killed a threat. I killed a threat. The threat was there for Letecia and her family and for deserves. So short. Because Letecia, her family, they were missing and I had to protect them. Who was this? Letecia's family. Really? Who was it? Letecia's son was missing. To protect him, that's what I do. She was upset, everyone was upset. Little baby girl was upset, everyone was crying. That's what I do. And then I left. I left. I don't know what happened after I left. Who did this? If I deserve it to the police, what? If I deserve it to the police, I have to the police. I'm just double up. What do you want to try? What do you want me to try? Just you. Make money. Maria. 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 You know what I think? I think you're sitting with your opinion, it's no value.
You want to know it's invisible.
No. No, I have jobs to do, I do jobs that are.
You do things. Only, what?
What does he see?
Communication control.
I always have, I always have perfect.
For which?
Who do you turn this information
Us. You see people.
to? I don't have to do that.
No, you don't answer. I'm just trying to, I want something. I think you can tell, I don't think you would have. No, I know too. I'm working my ass off to do all this. It's so very tough, yeah. Because if you're not strong, arm thing. So. Right. This is very much. I don't know, okay, I can say that, not for you. Even my cabinets, when I try to, like this.
I don't have them.
I really,
I don't do counseling the,
you don't do that, or you don't like them?
I don't know counseling.
You don't cats, this. Why don't you?
Just don't know.
You just don't. A favor, a favor,
Times.
times a favor.
Ever strong hand.
You see it. I think we all have a fantasy. It all strong. You know, everyone help me defend her.
Do you need any comes for me?
You don't need anyone.
Do you need any comes for me?
You
Do you need anything comes for me?
really. Absolutely. You helped. And you got rid of what looked to you like something as fancy as you shot from where and the person who it was went down and you didn't let it.
The job done, correct.
Well, the job wasn't really done, because as I understand it, I see.
And then I think about it.
How do you do sort of not, never, you know,
I do it every time.
but in general,
Multiple times.
like,
To go.
Yeah, so.
What did you do?
so. Well, you had to bring it in, so, and I certainly not. I don't have any contacts in my stuff.
Right.
So you don't just work, when you see that,
Okay. Then I had to protect her before in Mexico.
you did,
I had to protect her before Mexico.
you did,
I did.
you protected for us. Wow, how old was she? When you first,
My days is different than yours.
you were,
My years are different than yours.
how old were you?
28.
You're healthy,
28.
28. So, she was without you. So, 11 years old.
I'm always 28. I always look this way.
Yeah, she's 39. So, for 11
My years are really different than yours. You cannot even comprehend my years. They're different. Don't even try.
I imagine her mysticals. Yeah. Yeah.
Very different.
So, did you protect her from the time you arrived, or what was happening to her when you protected her?
Who's going to see this information? I don't see anyone else.
What?
I don't see anyone else.
I did not without her permission. Your permission remains. If, and we'll do the talk about, are you guys game to talk about stuff and how you want to use the information that Maria is?
Sure.
Yeah. So they will do that. And I think, I know these people don't agree. I think none of us here would ever do anything like, if we use this, these would only be in Letecia's paper to get Letecia's help and some training, some educated into good, probably only use them. Wouldn't they do that?
No, absolutely.
Yes. Take a look over there, got a group there. And I see that one. You always see that one? Yes. Me too. Yes, you. Seriously, it never told me. So, dealers, one of the things. You've been very great yourself, Maria. Do you surprise yourself with the spray? No, I'm very good. You are, this is what I do. Well, you do it, I know you're very great to trust us. But we will believe what we talk about. And if it does not help Letecia, I'm not going to.
Just stays here.
I think, my goodness, we worked pretty hard today. Do you think we should take a rest for maybe an hour or something? And let's come back into it. And let's move. Is it her? Sure. Okay, so let's see you. Between 2 and 3. I do need the promise. They don't need promises. They don't say I have a request. I don't. I would like you not to hurt me and to remain safe and strong, but not hurt anyone. If you think this reveals whatever, tell me. You'll only have me to tell today and tomorrow. But you have, do you know who they are? You can talk to those people. Well, maybe later on, maybe you would come forward a little bit and let Maria meet you. Yeah. And she doesn't just talk to him. I noticed only when I went with them, right when I talked with her, that she got a feeling. Being, I hope, was really, was, I don't know, maybe asked, and that, I don't know. But I would have that, and I would have been myself. Do you? Okay, I'm going to take a and some. Maria, I have something that I'm very much to the well, spin a room. I don't. Where is that? Yes.
Okay, the camera or the video stops at 1:40 and 08 seconds. Who was that other person that was leaving the room there, Dr. Lewis? Well, Mr. Cellini went out the door and then some gentleman with a mask on followed him out. Who was that person?
I don't recall, and
Can we just play that portion back? We're going to play the portion back. You can just look at this TV right here.
looked like Dr.
Okay, we're not talking about him, Dr. Lewis. Please keep watching.
To. Well,
Freeze it. Who's that person right there?
I don't recognize him.
That's not your son? You don't recognize your own son?
Because he was running the camera, but I don't recognize.
Well, running the camera, Dr. Lewis, he's going out the door when the camera shuts off. What is your son doing in the interview room?
For a particular interview, we had asked, if when we put it her, and, I had asked her. Put it in. No, I didn't.
Is that recognized within the field of psychiatry to do forensic interviews with people who are charged with first degree murder and bring your son along?
Stand it. Fire. Here. Cameras be on us and that there be company. I had said I like to have them on. I think it was Josh who told me have to be.
Well, this investigator seated in the back courtroom was in there, right? Mr. Cellini was in there. Why was your son in there?
One was asked to run, if he knew how, could he run the cameras?
Why did you stop the interview?
Tired. Seemed to try. Probably. Not at all.
Well,
You don't go on endlessly.
you spent a day and a half, hours of talking to her, trying to get Maria to come out. According to you, I'm assuming you're saying this is Maria who comes out that we see?
Here, I'm asking myself, who is this? If you look at the character they're talking, there are times that apparently she goes by Maria. Her expressions change, she looks different, she sounds different, she does different things, she protects. So that I think that there was a back and forth over how she perceived herself, what's going on in her head. But I think that there were times when we saw I don't think it was always Maria. I think that there were changes there as I watched as a clinician. There was not a consistent.
Okay, and so you're saying that Letecia could have came back and faked the Spanish accent while she was faking to be Maria? Is that what you're saying?
That is not,
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Is that what you're saying?
no, I'm not saying, I don't think it's faked. I think that she switches back and forth and her identity and who she is clear.
What'd you talk about after the camera was turned off, doctor?
I beg your pardon?
What did you talk about with Maria after the camera turned off?
I have no recollection of talking with her after the camera was turned off. No idea. I don't know for sure on papers, but I can tell you sometimes if things seem that they're down or that patient would be improved, sometimes I will write back and forth. Those were preserved, but I don't know who she was. I didn't.
You didn't preserve those documents. We've already gone through. You did not preserve those documents that you see her writing on, did you?
I do not know. I'd have to look, but I don't have a recollection of having preserved them. They were kind of a communication device there, and I may be, they may be there. It might be, and they may have been handed over. I don't have perfect memory of what happened to those papers.
Other serial killers that you've interviewed that you've diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, for instance, the ones that are on your HBO documentary, When you ask them to change personalities, they do. Some of them do the same neck roll thing.
What?
Do you remember that? And when they change personalities, they confess and they tell you how they did the killing, correct?
Some, when there is a real definitive kind of, different. This is a fluid kind of, as I told you, not like on again, off again, perfect logical.
But what Maria says to you is a mistaken identity. I didn't know it was Gannon. I shot the gun one time, correct?
Gee, someone says this, at another time, someone there with this very odd demeanor says, I'm there to protect them, I protect them. There is a fluid kind of.
Did she, doctor, just listen to my question carefully and just answer yes or no if you could, okay? Did she tell you that she mistaken identity, didn't know it was Gannon, fired a gun one time, did what she had to do? Or words to that effect?
Early on,
In this portion we just saw.
at the beginning, I believe at the beginning of the, then she's talking about other things, says it about defending and.
And you know that's not how Gannon died. He didn't die from one gunshot wound, did he?
No.
Why didn't you confront her on that?
It does not make logical sense, and not how you conduct psychiatric interviews. In fact, it's amateurish to say, oh, but you said this at that point, how come you're saying it now? This is amateurish work, if anyone does that. Not do that. Follow what is going on, and you saw in front of your eyes without asking anything. Oh, it hurt. Expression change. You saw what this person said. Change. I take care of them. I hurt the people who are out to hurt them. And I have down here, as I'm looking at that thing, this is this.
And Dr. Lewis, I just want you to respond to my questions, please.
I am
Okay?
trying to do that. And I'm
Can,
saying.
can you listen to my next question, please? Robert De Niro did a pretty good job at that in the movie Cape Fear as well, didn't he?
No,
He didn't.
No.
Okay.
no, Robert De Niro.
Actors do a good job of acting, don't they?
No, Robert De Niro was not an outstanding, in fact, he was not dictating of multiple necessarily in Cape Fear. No, he did not do.
Did he?
Again,
All right,
I
I'm gonna.
guess he did probably, but no, it was not a wonderful.
Can we agree to disagree on that? Please.
See the first Cape Fear.
All right, we're gonna go to the last clip, Doctor. Okay, and this is longer. This is going to be, I want to say about an hour and 30 minutes or so. Okay, so are you comfortable there, or do you want to go somewhere else? This is going to be a longer clip.
5 minutes has water and.
We can get you a drink of water, and we're probably going to take a break in about 20 minutes. So find a
Okay, so
good place.
there will be a bit of break.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to have the jury sitting there for all of this. So find a good place in about 20 minutes, and then we'll take our break there.
Sounds good, Judge. Thanks. And this is People's Exhibit 734. It's the afternoon of November 17th, 2022. It starts at 8 minutes and 23 seconds, and we're going to go to the end.
Find a reasonable breaking point.
Sure.
We just leave the TV on. Judge.
Oh, sorry.
And this is the confession. Look at it all on the
This is unfit balance. I, Maria, confess.
It's not English.
Confesso quota para magna we say solemnemente. Aute gratuit Letecia say, Gana, Maria, say, Lena, Sana, and Conversano, etc. Desert. What does it mean?
I don't know.
Well, what made you say it's a confession?
Because I saw this resemblance.
As a now like a confessor. I, Maria, confess, so we don't know what she's confessing to.
I know I just told you it says foundational, but I don't know what to.
But hold on, did you ever take Latin in school?
No, I just figured it was that, just to be different in Spanish because of the way the thread I hear it.
It's not Spanish.
Yeah, I knew it was not Spanish, but
I don't know Spanish.
yeah.
We would be once. They did.
Some Portuguese. That's what I assumed it'd be like.
Maria, then Sana. Maria isn't, that's the same mind, I think. It's not. Then Sana in conversano. Veteran son. Well, maybe have these and photocopy them. Because here it does look as if she's saying, and I'm Maria, and in the same state of mind. Requiescat in pace, rest in peace. Yeah. Maria, AKA. What is Aleia?
I don't know. I don't.
We say defending, something about defending. And for us to do this is updated, I think it would be kind of a free.
You think a lot of languages.
I like saying French, so. And and we also sang the Requiem Mass and Requiem Mass as I get by. So anybody here? No.
Yes.
I don't know.
You so lazy.
That's the lead there, has been her for a while, she keeps going back to her husband, he, she,
And why did you that here?
she gets the domestic violence. Yeah. And I keep talking to her guys, she's like a young lady. The young, like, the man who's sleeping in her house. Yeah, it was. I know, oh, she keeps getting in trouble when she.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we listen to.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been a choir. Oh, I always looking it up. But, yeah, that's good, right? It's kind of patterns, I think, from the mass, you know, rest in peace, right? That's very, but you believe that that is a confession from Maria.
Well, I was the one word, I thought it was the O.
Yeah, and confess.
That's the other rest.
Says that.
Well, because that's why I say the red, the B, was why I thought that would be different in Spanish because it wasn't.
So,
Other than that, that's why it was Spanish.
she wants to go and right, so she feels something, but it's from wrong.
So I was the most finish, I figured out something. Do you think that Maria did it? Oh, I didn't. See, I remember it. And just had little flashbacks or whatever flashbacks. Just remember blood. Yeah. Eddie. Take from like appointment out to the cave. Oh, okay. Tell me about the cave. Just remember seeing someone in my cave. I remember seeing someone in my cave. You remember seeing my daughter and baby crying. Have you baby crying with them? Yeah, it's a lot. Really? See this. I just remember baby crying and seeing someone in my cave. This is second interview. So tell me about the person in the cave. So the person's in like a red and black cave. Yeah. How big it was? I recall. Yeah. Yeah, 6 foot. Man, I was a man. A man. Tall. 6 feet. And sleep. I was so I just remember being like in a room in a corner or something. I hate it. Was he in the corner or were you? No, the man was in the cave in the corner. The man was in the cave and the cave was red and black. I thought yesterday, I heard you Maria said that Janet got up and was in the cave. Is that, I don't remember, Anthony, no, no. Josh, yesterday, I mean, I thought that it was again in a cave. I realizing I never wanted to begin.
Yeah, it was a man.
Yeah, it was a man and
Yeah.
who rose up. And where was Gander? I don't know. And, it would help if I talked directly with Maria, because she relates. And he could probably control us. She said, I'm trying. So that, yeah, it's been to worse if we talk, even she would have never found. She would there. Or they, well, let's. I mean, would you want to just kind of fade into the background of the launch? And I'm going to go to is there someone putting on, sure they all the same thing. That's a really terrible. Let it go here. No, they just always be. Oh my God. Yes.
It's a good spot to pause it. We pause it at 17:30.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will take our afternoon recess. We'll recall 20 CR 1358, people that Letecia Stauch, record should reflect the jury is present in the courtroom. Mr. Young?
Yeah, we'll start the video at 17:31.
Yeah, the horrible here does say really bad. Maybe let the sideburns on it, or let the sideburns on it. Yeah, he has that, see, I don't know that. But. So. Maria? Maria? Not bad. What is caught your attention?
Let me see. Did they go? Maria, I think it's time for me. Which is Maria's letter? Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Maria. Tell me this. Can you read it to me? And what the letter just said? And what is that? How many? What does it mean? Mhm. Kind of horny. It's really. It's. Which is. And you normally. They get when you want to. You should read that. No, just the. Four, four up here. You see my hand? What do you want? I want you to tell me what it says. Can you translate? Of course I can. Okay. Can you translate? Would you translate it? I confess. Doctors. With the letter, like I'm gratitude and also gratitude. And when that was here, there was a gratitude to that. So we will I'm gratitude. Yeah, what is it here? I voluntarily took the best of defense, you know. I confess in self-defense, what did you do? You I had the impression that we got a lot of reasons here to be playing for what happened to them. That you feel you are more powerful and more in control than it was fun. It's only who is her name? Oh, what is do you think, harmony sometimes means people not sounding out of key with each other? Whether or not is in part of the resonance, but harmony was arrested, harmony was left. And I will lose her. And who will listen? And who's it? In that, pardon? In that. Leticia's dad will listen. That is respecting. molested harmony. And to be pretty serious. And it was harmony something. I did it just just then you sit already as a baby. She's 10 years old and she was molested by her step. Again, was not. And again, was by step. By who? Which who, like molested. Yeah, and harmony. I beg but I understand that. I understand that. Molested, yeah. And harmony. And harmony was 10 years old. When was that? He was 10 years old. And what's like that? I don't know. How many of those were Letecia Stauch? How did you know? And she wasn't going to hell. She was going to heaven with herself. Letecia, yes. She's in heaven, so. Oh, she like killing prosecutor. It's all about, well, like just kind of putting two and two together. To Michael. She's been have with herself. I'm confused. What is like? What is like that? I do not know. You don't know this, but you know his first name is like this. And he bothered again. How did you? Did I bother him? I thought you said that he left him wrong. No. He spelled that in his defense. I thought that was the same one. No. Who was somehow extended? James. Oh, my James. The one who molested. Letecia. Tell me about the trip to Florida. I did not go to Florida. Pardon me? I did not go to Florida. You didn't go to Florida. I thought that you, after Janet died, you said you were the one shot. I did not go to Florida. Why? Because Florida, I go to Florida. To Florida? Because Letecia went with again after he died. I had to talk to you. What work did you do while they were in Florida? I was doing jobs. Like what? Taking care of other people. Really getting rid of them? You know, what? I didn't make a lot of money. I really do. I'm money laundering. How do you launder it? Through what? I can tell you, you'll see this. Have you ever killed anyone? In Mexico. Yeah, that's not enough matter. Who? Someone who was going to Letecia. Who is someone who was going to Letecia. Hold him. Heard him.
What is it? Job was done, over and job was done.
So you've really been her defender for a long time. Yeah. Nothing, of course, for that. Not too many do that.
It's the job.
Do you have family?
I don't need them.
Did you?
They all die.
Really?
You should know this.
What?
You think I would go around protecting people going in without having a backstory?
What's that story? You don't say.
Of course.
So, why did Letecia take and out?
She did not know.
How much did
No, she did not.
what makes you say?
Because I already know. I mean, you did not know. I mean, you did not know.
As I understand it, was down here.
I mean, you're wrong.
I think,
Apparently you're wrong.
oh, well, that,
You did not know.
pardon me?
You did not know.
No,
You don't know.
do you know?
I know a lot of people.
Why did she get rid of Gannon's body?
She did not do that.
Who did you?
I know a lot of people that I said.
Or
I know a lot of people that I said.
so did you get something? So you got something to tell
Like I said, I know a lot of
me, after Gannon was shot, how did Letecia get into wings and kid? How did you manage to?
If I didn't get to the hospital.
But him, she was not strong.
Lena tried to help her.
Her
Lena tried to help her.
later tried to help her. Was he in the bed when he found?
And of course Lena was there.
And what did Lena do?
She helped carry him to the farm.
What are they called?
No, she was sleeping.
She was what? She was a child. They grew up.
No, not the picture. When she see blood. She wondered why there was blood everywhere.
Yeah. So she wasn't there when you shot.
How long was she sleeping?
She stayed asleep. It's my understanding, it's you, that you shot the man with the cave. Is that correct?
Correct.
Did it turn out to be that?
Not so late.
How did it happen there? How did it turn out to be that?
Later on, but it was supposed to be.
I don't get it.
I have to figure out what to do with it later. Once it was scanned. Figure out
How did you?
to call some friends, for the puppies and some moms. Figure it out, you know.
So there were two people there?
No, I have to call some friends to help me out, you know.
You had to call some friends to help you out to do what?
To get it to the bottom.
But where the man in the cave?
We both found the man in the cave. I thought it was the man in the cave. It's not.
It was again.
But after the PCA.
Do you have any idea why? Yeah, in your recollection, you were at the time, seemed to be a man in a cape. I don't know. That's wonderful. Just like you figure out the news. Here, Letecia showed that Gavin was on that blanket. Do you see? See, Gavin on the blanket. Do you think that he could have stood up and put the blanket around him so that he looked like the man?
There could be a possibility, but to me it was a key. But to me it was a key.
Yeah, but I was wondering because then it turned out to be Gavin. And you meant to only shoot a man with a gun. What did you think he was doing? What to shoot?
He's going too far, but he's the other, I think that purpose.
And then I was here.
While the man be in the house with the key.
No. Do you
Allow any normal interview.
think that person had a man with a gun
Or to prove her now as normal.
that I didn't know? Probably well like no.
When did you, I do different things, I need.
You mean he was shooting?
Correct. Special training
Yeah.
in my past.
Who were you in your past life?
I already told you I can't tell you about my family.
And that would tell me if you told me about your past life. Can you put me in touch with somebody who could tell me about why they took Canada to Florida? Tell me some of the reasoning behind it.
Because I haven't heard Letecia first.
You have to,
Protect Letecia first. Yes. That's not your own job.
so if somebody were to tell me that Letecia was someone else perhaps, put her in the car and went to Florida, would be protecting her then. Getting her in trouble?
I cannot get her in trouble. The protector first.
Yep.
Associate power. If you don't have a motion to evidence. Have to protect the motion. Doesn't matter who it is in the end. We're not gonna cry with the So what happened?
What is going to do?
But then they did it.
How do you feel about talking with me?
Are you,
Am I what?
are you a director?
Oh, what?
A director?
Dirt? So,
Correct.
a threat.
You're a director.
This. Yeah. I do my best to help Letecia.
So I did. And then we,
But,
if I had emotions,
yeah,
I can cry.
you can't,
If I cry,
you lose your power.
so if bad as myself to you, get rid of the body, it's easy to. That's how.
Can Letecia grow?
Sometimes. She tries to become that and she cannot. But
When did you first come to Letecia?
a very long,
How old was she?
maybe like maybe 16, 15, 16,
It's not that long.
she's pretty old.
What was going on with her when you came?
She doesn't have to listen.
Pardon me?
She doesn't have to listen.
That doesn't quite explain why you came.
She gets herself in a lot of trouble.
When things were she brought herself into where
She
she,
lives in a bad, but
yeah, and what she did,
they don't have to communicate effectively.
yeah.
Gets herself in all the problems she should be involved in. She's stubborn.
What was going on with her thing was you say that you help her. So there must have been something she needed help with.
What's that? You signed me up. Interesting. You don't really know. I don't know what. You don't really know what's going on. No, I can kind of wonder if she has a lot of mistreatment by men. So it certainly makes me wonder if someone was mistreating her. Is that? Do you really know why she doesn't like drugs? Why she is? You do really know why she doesn't like drugs? Why she does? Why she doesn't like drugs? Oh, why she doesn't like drugs? Why doesn't she like drugs? Because I was glad that trying to start selling them drugs. Yeah. Selling her? Selling her farm drugs. Oh, geez. Which is, now who's it? Jane's jackets and selling her, they right to what did not see. That's right. What was that, Andrew? He was making her drive around the car and getting drugs. For him. But to try to get her Spanish her drugs. His nephew was. Did she not do? Did she? No, she did not. Did she? She didn't know us to have the board. She hit him with the board. Who? James. When you saw that boy, when the man was with the kid, he had a hole tucked with him. What I was wondering is if you were anything, I didn't mistake him or see, hit him on the head with a board or with something. No. He hit his head on the road. He hit his head on what? On the road. On the floor? I don't think you've seen the picture of that day. He hit his head on the road. There was a baseball in the floor in the wood. He had been jumped upside down. It was on the floor. There was baseball sticking out on the floor. That's where he hit his head. Just trying to tell you this happened. That's what happened. He hit his head on the baseball on the floor. That's what he did. Okay, let's just let's get the picture. He hit his head on top of this guy. And then that's all that is. That's all it means. So James was trying to sell Letecia. When she was a teen. What would you do? You go down cocaine. Yeah. When she was driving around with cocaine. He didn't drive either. There's kids in the family. Food. Yeah. There's babies in the back. What are you babies? Well, that's she has siblings. And so, she has siblings. Then she had siblings in the back. She had siblings and she didn't know Julie. How old was she? I don't remember how she was. I wasn't there, so we don't. Well, did she have to? What's to do some trains for the year? And then, you know, the board. And so she being with the board and we found to be to trains with board. Where it is all usually. When did you do? No, she was a me. He didn't know anymore. Was it really you? Yeah. What makes you what? Because it didn't know anymore. So you had to do that very third time. Came to sleep. Took on board. Went to sleep, I took on board, just being really on. It's a you don't know what being drunk or when we're high. At least you had nothing to show for it. How about public trainings? That was neat. That was trainings. Yeah, it was. And that was when I was trying to follow everybody's hand. Something super real. Very exciting around that time. It was, people got confused. Who was the person for the queen? You know, say Letecia. James Warner case. James Warner case. James wrote a lot of things. He's a driver and stuff. Did he expose himself? Funny. You don't know about the case because he thought he was a superhero. He thought he was a superhero. He was brown. The box. Probably didn't follow go along when they were going to Florida. Harley went along with her, did she? Isn't she? I think she did. What? I think she did. I think she did. Yeah. How did she know? Nothing. She not even. Did you know that Gavin was in the back? No. There's no guy in the back, no one, someone else help. Someone else got my rate to go to, like all different people to know. I don't know why this is hard for you to understand. Literally, from what I understand, you see, you're over there to Florida, and then after she got rid of the suitcase, and she said, not do that. I already told you, I had someone else to do that. Well, whoever. But was put again in her suitcase and kept him there, and then went down to Florida as well. And then he tossed him off the side of the fall of bridges. I get it, because I was in yeah, and she did not do that. And I had someone else to do that. I already told you that. I think that's someone else. One time, I already told you this, but if he knew that, she wasn't aware of that. But she was down in Florida. Of course she was. So what was she doing? But she was going to move to Florida. She was going to move to Florida. She was going to move there. They won. That's her same place. Her same place. I don't know who we must go back. Do you think she'll tell me? I don't know, maybe if you let her, then I think we can let her. What would you get away from? I was. That's good. And. With. And if he was in his. Everyone. He was the worst of us. Since she's in the Florida. Yes. You know, you think you don't have any works. I don't think it's. There's Letecia of that. I'm having to get. I've heard from trying to go set up a video that I. New stuff. And he wants to give us because of what happened every day. Oh, my. You got the questions up on the top. So she's up to the top. This is cheap. With multiple things involved what it is. Doesn't mean that they had any hard most of head on it. If she does to fill us would you make a deal with me and keep her safe and not let her? There was somebody everything. Is all of that. How old is she? Started with Sadie, I said, we started with Visine. Visine and for food. The boys ever said? Here. And what happened? Did they find it? No, but they didn't even. Pardon? Another they found him. Another related, they tell. No, they did not switch. It's probably. Should I be jump off there? To jump off the top too? Yes. And what happened? I did. And what did you jump? Would you just throw it down? Where did you mess her down the stuff? Yeah. So that she would hurt herself. Why did she hurt herself? That would happen. Yeah. Why would you think so? You got someone like me who doesn't care, don't care whatever people. This is for good. You have someone like her, but she thinks that she did it. Right? You have someone like her who don't work. Yeah. So, yeah. But he had here, how do you do it? I was driving the gun, that was someone else's hand. Yeah. You know, someone really good shoot on. You? Oh. Perfect. I should get the kill. It has to be practice shots. Well, how did you feel? Plus, who's in the kick was it's not. My first thought was to get rid of the ball. My first thought is to get rid of the bottom. The shoe versus over, correct. And incorporating. That's it, they. And still like I don't tell you my sources, I search my sources. I'm probably so something about student, you know. I think you read a lot. No, I don't read it all. You don't read it all? No, so where do you get your kind of psychiatric conclusion? So I did. And I'm not trying to rush over them. Long time ago. Different life. How many months? Here's a professional, we should find that out. Are you? Yeah. You know, it seems to me that sometimes when you want to do right, something like you seem to hear about Letecia, that your thinking is kind of wacky. And she gets blamed for stuff that is really pretty wrong. No, it's very rarely. But this is pretty serious. What are my odds? They're very, very slim. What odds? Usually I never call my own things. Well, in this case, she takes the blame. That's perhaps why we don't get caught, because someone takes the blame. But I always take over her. You take the times that I take over her and I rescue her versus the time that I make a mistake. They outweigh. You take over her. And the good outweighs the bad, and what if you tell me the good parts? You take it over her. From the very beginning, I'm going to save her life multiple times. The good outweighs the bad. If I had not done those things, she would not even be here today. So why does it matter? If I make a mistake, what does that matter? I may have special powers, but I'm not perfect. Was that helpful? Oh, I mean, this is a. Right. Do you think I have to make a mistake? I think. Do you think I have to make a mistake? Do you think I have to live when I make a mistake? No. I can't understand the word. You think I have to live when I make a mistake? Yes. Do I like living when I'm going to living? Do you? No. So what do you do yourself? Try harder this time. But you say that the good you've done for yourself. Correct. When she was in, what did you do? I didn't start helping her until she's old. I didn't start helping her until she was old. How old was she? Still a teenager. And what did you do for her? I took her from James. And how did you do that? He could her in the pool one time when she could not spend unsaid. He threw her in the pool when she could not swim. He threw her in the pool when she couldn't swim. She could swim really good, but she had cramps. Leg cramps. Yes, he did. How do you say it? Or her leg elbow. She would float. Did you? And he threw her in the pool. Tell me. Maria, does anyone else know about this? Like the pool? Happened in Georgetown, South Carolina. Who was there? It was at Miss Pearl's house. And Brenda went there to Pearl's house. I'm sorry? Brenda went to Pearl's house. Brenda, we all went to. I don't know Brenda. I don't know anyone. I don't think so was Brenda. She's confusing again. She's going to take her to see her. She tells her. Does she sometimes take over? No, British family. Do you know anybody?
Yeah, that's for, the teacher's aide.
And she says that Brenda has been helpful. He went to her to Pearl's house. Pearl's house is where they got Pearl. And do you know Pearl?
No.
And that's where she saw her. And he was James Kirk. So it's like, maybe I speak to Pearl. Can you do that? You know Pearl?
We don't know.
Where?
I don't know.
We don't know what you do. Okay.
I can ask Grace.
And lives in Georgetown, so they have a house. What he done? Stay there. He laughed, but it's funny. Even he's crazy. He's dead, right? So he was great. Of course. What else did you know? You're in the car and tried to kill herself. When was that? When was that? Tell me about the girl. She tried to kill herself and she learned how to get a dream. And did you do anything to help? What did you do? I have to get out of the car. Get out of the cross city. But what do you do when she wants to kill herself? Well, she's in part of that she must live. So how come she tried to kill herself and she thought she saw her in her car. She saw her ex-husband in the car. Was he with her? She thought she already saw him. Really? So she told him that he. Who knows her? She's very old before you came. Who knows about her? Does anyone know her? Knows it. I don't know. She had friends. Could I have friends when she was in? Why did you say because she did not have any. She did not have everything. She didn't have a weapon. Maybe no one might remember. There you have other info. Yeah. Yeah. And you? I didn't think that. Of what? What they did. Ready for the other now tell me. Did you kill him? No. But not what reaction to sounded fun. So you have lots of secrets. It's kind of understanding. You know, this time it looks as if Letecia's going to get the blame for stuff that you were involved in. I'm so predictable. How are you pretending? Somebody must have heard her. And so, what's not trying to work across the protector? And how do you protect her from taking the blame for all of this? That can't hurt her. It doesn't cause her physical pain.
Is that the only kind of pain protector?
Yes,
What about mental pain?
I can control that.
It's interesting. And you two have limits. Can we do anything for you? Or, no. Think about it. It's a pretty good call. Yes, these people here, if they have any questions.
I can answer to them and
Let me see the last. Do you have anything you'd like me to ask?
To move the people that helped get in Florida,
That helped.
who, that, how to get into Florida.
What's that?
special right. What is the question?
Who helped get into Florida?
I called them from that I already told you.
Of them.
I called them friends that I already told you.
Well, I remember they asked me. And then she went up to Seth Rowan.
Who is she?
TC.
I told you my involvement in this.
And from
I already told you my involvement in this, and I don't can tell you who I called.
why?
This is important.
Well, it's,
That's what you already said she would take the blame for that, but I'm not going to tell you who was involved.
Well, hardly make them.
That has something to do with me.
Because they may charge Harley, there's something you can charge Harley.
how do you feel about it, Harley?
That has nothing to do with me, ma'am.
I'm just asking you, how do you feel about it?
Except that he's here.
Even from Harley? Excuse me? Even from Harley?
I'm going to Carly if she needs me to, but I must look at the TCA.
You would protect her.
Her.
Why did someone toss Garrett out of the car? You won. What was it? Unwise that.
There wasn't trying to toss him out. I never said that.
They were trying to do.
They were not trying to toss him out.
What were they trying to do? What do you think? It's just a violence. We were not.
They were not trying to toss him out.
But he went.
So you want me to give you a good say what the person told me? Even though I'm not going to get it for what?
Absolutely. Yeah, so why did you hear?
Person was saying because they didn't have the money to get rid of the bottle.
Yeah. There you go. With it, for money, cut me.
Correct. It would have been disposed of the no.
So what did they miss about there?
The money didn't come out house. Like I said, I'm not giving you names, so the money did not come out house.
So, as far as you know, she went to Florida to have other people.
She was not in the right mind. She did not do what she was supposed to do to get the money.
She was not in her right mind. What kind of stayed with you?
I don't know how to control rates.
Well, you said she wasn't in her right mind either.
Because I told her to do something that she did not do.
Would you tell her?
She was supposed to leave the car out to get the money.
Yeah.
And she did not do that.
What did you do instead?
She was crazy, driving wrong routes. It was not the correct route she was supposed to drive. No, the correct, she was supposed to be in the right place. She did not need at the right place.
Okay, so it's the wrong route.
Correct.
Yeah. So she, it was, no big deal was
Perfect.
But
But
then
I made it.
you made the deal and where couldn't do some. But still, apparently she did get rid of the bottle. She tossed it.
I just told you, she did not eat the people. People are here, they did not have their money.
I know, but somebody tossed the body out of the car.
Correct. And they didn't have their money. There was no money.
If they tossed the body,
Yes, she never had the body.
maybe she did.
She did not take the body to brought down.
Who took the body? Or-
You just asked me this question.
Yeah.
You're not accepting the truth.
Well, I'm confused.
Okay. You're not accepting the truth. She never had the body. So if she tried to scoop it,
But there's,
there is no thing, there is no evidence of her having the bodies there.
wasn't there evidence? The suitcase was in a big,
That's not evidence of her having the body for her missing crime. No,
Suitcase with the body, according to Harlan, was in the van.
no, that's the thing.
That's what Harley says.
Or there was.
And then the suitcase was found a mile away from the hotel that she was staying in.
She did not think it was intentionally. There was no bill. The people did not meet.
And get all the cuts on.
There was no fighter.
No, they cuts.
There was no love.
There were cuts.
I don't know anything about it. She asked me here. She doesn't know. I think it's something personal. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I don't know about it.
That's a cut.
so there's stuff that even you don't know.
I don't know this. I did not cut anyone. I don't. I don't know. Yeah. I did not cut anyone.
No, that's somebody hit him with something. That's a cut. That's the bull.
Whatever it was, I went to put it.
That's somebody hit him with something.
When you shot them,
I already put it up.
when you shot them, did you know that?
I already put it up. I hope it was like one. I already put it in.
You did not.
When I thought it was something to get.
Yeah, but who was? Did you think it was the devil?
No, I don't know words. And then straight around and keep the answer you wrote down.
Yeah.
So we got a second foot.
But the person you know I did.
No,
How did you feel when you realized it was Gannon?
I told you I did not know. I didn't know that I recognized. And I told you I did not have emotions knowing that bit.
I don't
No, I didn't say. But sure, pain.
know. I think that you do that.
I don't have feelings.
One of the feelings that I wanted to get explained.
I don't have feelings about that.
I didn't say nothing.
I'm sorry that it happened for Letecia.
What?
Because of your hair. And if she's upset, I'm upset.
You get she could have said, you know, it was such a, underneath that, trying to cookie, the stuff. You do. You're acting with you, and you're so good at staring at puppets. Everyone. But, I think that if you feel better when that things happen to Letecia.
Maybe.
It's good son, you know. It's good son. Do you know anyone who knows, why they didn't have father and who helped carry them? Do you know anyone who could help you or?
No, why I went to Florida? I told you why I went. I told you why I went to Florida.
Because of these people, but I mean, do you know who, like, who helped carry them? You don't.
She already told you that she will take good care of it all. She already told you. You do not understand. She cannot help you with people are. You don't understand how serious that is. You think this is a joke?
Don't look at this like.
It's not a joke. Those are petty charges. Do you think this is a joke? That is a, you cannot tell on these people. I don't think you guys are understanding how serious that is.
You mean they would kill me?
You don't understand. It's not funny. It's not made up. It's not a delusion. It's for real. The money wasn't there. You can't snitch. I don't understand why you don't get that.
Can you tell me what's in Letecia family? Who involved with research?
She doesn't have family. What is wrong with you?
Among friends.
Do you think she went about a teaching salary? What is wrong with you people? What else do you think she was doing? Do you think it was legal?
And so that's how she got off by.
Do you really think it was legal? Do you want me to sit here and talk with us?
No.
Okay. Okay. She didn't do bad things to bad people, to good people, bad people, none of those.
I know.
She's definitely not going to tell you.
Yeah.
She's not gonna definitely tell you that. Most other people die. No. That's a part of the piece that you cannot ever know. Because someday happen.
Do you get a judge for the situation?
No.
Because I think I'll say that
You guys live in a perfect world, and
it's kind of big time.
you live in a perfect world. It's not a game. You don't do games. Games are stupid.
But you're saying that there are very powerful people behind.
Absolutely. When it comes to that part, absolutely. If you answer to what you want to cover. But I would never give you answers. Never. Sorry, cannot.
Well, we don't really want to know these people, or we just want to know how. Yeah. Or got into these things. Yeah. Who was 60? So I was struggling to do all that. So,
What's the because I'm struggling.
so maybe, but
Maria has enough powers. You not see me. You not see the muscles I have.
so they're saying that you could help.
I could do anything.
Do you have any other questions about this?
Do you know anybody who could help without getting that cut?
Whatever this calls that. Okay.
Yeah, it cuts on his hands and his arms and his chest.
And he's back. You don't have patient has a bad opinion.
No,
You promise.
absolutely.
He had enough in his head. Then I didn't know it was okay. But it's not over the name. I buy it up and I saw stuff. That's why I want to sell these. It wasn't a bad thing. You won't believe it was bad.
You say here,
Yes.
what kind
So,
of cover,
stay
the kitchen line?
yes.
How do you get it?
I don't know, but I didn't know here inside.
Uh,
It's her name. It's her person in it. I was down to
How do you do this?
starting stop doing this. Going to gun southeast.
You pulled it with a gun and then
But all the way to gun sideways moving on. That's all. If I was to shoot on kill them.
you put it with the gun. You dropped it out and it was ever found.
I don't know, but that
Do you know? Was it found?
was probably in the picture.
They weren't necessarily looking for that, because they didn't know that he had the cuts on him, he was about a month and a half.
Had they noticed when we would put that over there, it's blood on the thing, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who could have worked that?
Everyone. Because if the other guy said it was coming. And she was screaming, screaming. We have to listen to that. Clean the room, she was speaking that. If we do all that, nothing ever happened. It's not real. This thing really happened. If we just clean it all up, this thing really happened. She just fixed it, make everything back pretty the way it was, nothing ever was real. And she said, we have to go to the hospital, we have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, and
And she was trying to take him to the hospital, and Lena was picking up his body, and he went to the hospital. So Lena was taking the body instead, that's what it's doing. Lena,
later, is that right?
Lena was taking the body to go upstairs to the hospital. He was just laying there.
Who was making that sound?
God was making me something. Trying to breathe. She was trying to get able to breathe. They had out because could not breathe.
She was,
They couldn't seem to take it off.
so she didn't mean for him to be dead.
No. No, that
Or did you, when you struck the gun, who did you,
was out of the no.
who did you say?
When he came back, I was talking.
But you didn't recognize it.
No, the recall me.
Did you think it was James?
Thought I was someone in the cave. You could have been a monster. Anyone.
Who was the one who kept, case?
James.
James, yeah, but
I think it was James.
The big harmony.
pardon?
Big harmony.
I still don't understand. No,
Harvard thought it was James.
what,
Did Harvey come out?
That's the baby cry was for me.
the baby cries.
It's harmony.
Did Harvey hit him with anything?
I don't know. So nobody to talk. Nobody to talk at all.
But then with Harvey trying to hurt James.
But how he was a little baby. She's 10. Nobody was trying to have questions like sin or, you know, I don't know, but, as you were would you ever hear? Was not with her. Yeah. The reason I'm asking is, it is very, very, very common for someone who extends from all things that Letecia Stauch, because they usually start. Much of their lives, they hear opinion, sometimes they'll, I think you saw, don't know if he referred to baby, but he was always running an avian trade. Like very early on toward river time here well. And it seems to me so. I've never heard the name Harmony.
Can we talk about it?
What?
Can we talk about it?
You have to ask Letecia.
People, where you go back to New City, what
It's going to be so random.
permanent?
It's just going to be so random.
I
No, it's going to be so random.
why would you do that?
You know what? She did not want me to tell you that he had an eye. She did not want me to tell you because she doesn't want me to be painted as a bad boy.
You must have felt he needed it. And indeed he did.
Why did he have a knife?
So Travis got the knife when he didn't get his foot. He recognized the words.
Would he ever act like he was gonna hurt me?
No, he would say he's going to hurt my mom. He was going to cause my mother. Even though it's the guy who was for that.
For the night.
And then he's a mother, always tried to aim up for it. So she's working last week. So she did not want anyone to know about it. She didn't want anyone to know.
Well, it's how good it is that we need else.
I didn't know anything he was bad, but he was not bad. I feel like he what happened.
I can't. That's
My army was regular. Spanish part was just to grab a weapon and arm. So.
What is this?
She did not go to the mark from him. No, she never marked him.
You're an answer.
What is this thing like
To be able to share. Stop the tape. It's the time,
Okay.
so that you can get some questions.
Okay.
Dr. Lewis, how are you doing? Yeah, you want me to help you?
I got it.
Okay.
Did you want to turn the TV up? And I'll turn the lights back on.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Lewis, I want you to do the best you can just to answer my question so we can get through this quickly, okay? Is that fair? This Latin confession that you talked about in the beginning, you lost that, right?
And I don't know where it is.
Even though you asked to have copies done, you never found that confession again, correct?
So I was unaware of it. So it was on.
Okay. Now, do you still think, having watched this video, that it was a good idea to have Mr. Cellini in there with you?
Yeah.
You think it's appropriate for Mr. Cellini to plant the seed with the defendant that it was James that she actually shot?
I don't think that entered any, I don't think that she came up with that. I think that I appreciated watching all of it was how extremely confused it was, how it was. I think that it did help for him. It's so complicated for someone who knew much more of all of the details.
It helps his theory. And when he asked, do you think it was James? That helps the theory of the defense, right? That somehow she mistaken a little 11-year-old boy for the stepson that's been, or the stepfather that's been dead since 2004.
I'm not aware that this is his theory.
Can you explain why at one point the defendant could not see or hear Mr. Cellini? You had to repeat a question that Mr. Cellini asked. And then when Mr. Cellini asked about Harley, she answered it no problem. How does that happen? Did that not go as according to script?
I don't know what the script is or what you're referring to. I don't know why it's, what meaning that has. Who did not know what had happened.
When she was pretending to be Maria, she said, "I can't see them." Do you recall that?
I don't recall pretending to have, by the way, seen a couple of cases where in one iteration of it, and either blind or also true other sensation.
And then she was somehow cured and could see him and answer questions, no problem.
This happens. It is well
It's fluid.
described in literature, and I've only seen it.
Why did you ask the defendant if she thought it was a devil or a demon?
Simply wondering, what did you?
Looking for evidence of psychosis, perhaps?
Oh, I'm not looking. I am not looking for evidence of anything. Trying to understand what she perceived. Because I know no evidence that she hated again, so that she harmed her in any way that I could find a precipitating cause. I wondered, since it is fairly common for people kind of dangerous or frightening thing, it apparently have some notion of some creature in a cave, that it was neither here nor there to find out did she see something different, and it did not seem to affect what she said. She clearly does not know clearly what was going on with her.
Or she just doesn't want to tell you, right? She just can't bring herself to tell you what she did to Gannon, could she?
Well, but I think that you're correct that she, something about what had happened there that is unacceptable psychologically. I question about it. She did it.
Well, and here's what I want you to consider, okay? This whole story about her acting in self-defense and Gannon having a knife and she thinking that it's crazy ass James or whatever the heck his name is, and shoots him. And then it turns to self-defense. And it turns into someone gets rid of the body. It's just her not being able to tell you what she did to Gannon. Is that true?
Cannot tell us what she did.
And here's the flaw in your theory.
What is my theory? I'm not
The
sure.
theory that she had a different personality and Maria, the sociopath, did this murder, okay?
No.
You can't explain,
no,
doctor,
that
you
is not
cannot.
my theory. Do not,
Well, what's your theory? You're saying she's legally insane.
yes, my theory, again, be ill, and that she hallucinates, that she's delusional, and that her line of thinking is confused, addled, and frightened, and but I don't have a particular theory that she killed this person for that reason.
Why didn't you ask her about why she gave Gannon an excessive amount of hydrocodone?
I didn't know that she gave that.
Do you think that's important?
Only if I know for sure she gave somebody that.
You read the autopsy report, you know it's there.
I know that he had this. I don't know who gave it to him. I've many cases where children have excessive amounts of poisonous things in their food. But there are many different reasons for it.
Your Honor, those are my questions. Thanks. I have no further questions for this witness.
Your direct.
I'll try to go. Dr. Lewis, how are you?
We're going to rehash everything, but I do want to clear up just a couple of things with you. One, in regards to the EEG and the emails that were shown to you, as far as you saying that let's hold off on doing the EEG, that was at that point in time. Then you indicated that you want to do the evaluation first. Recall that from the emails?
Well, that there were other things to do, and it was not something that I was going to get hung up on at that moment.
At that point in time. And then in a report that you did for the court on February 12th, in that report, you put down the need you thought for both an MRI and an EEG, correct?
Correct.
And you recall in relation to this court, the issue being that this court would not give us any more time to get those things done. Me relating that to you.
I'm going
What I
to
heard was that the court refused.
Sustained.
I was told.
Yeah, I have an objection.
Stop.
Okay.
The objection was sustained. The witness will stop responding to a question when an objection has been sustained. The jury will disregard the witness's answer. You can ask another question.
All right. Moving on to some of the other stuff. The district attorney on his cross insinuated some stuff that the motive for killing Gannon was somehow that Ms. Stauch wanted to move to Florida. Does that make any rational sense?
Not to me.
Can you think of any way that brutally murdering Gannon would enable her to move to Florida? Can you think any sense how that would fit into any plan to move to Florida? Does that make any rational sense whatsoever? If the definition of insanity in Colorado is that a person is incapable of distinguishing right from wrong with respect to an act, would that change your opinion on Ms. Stauch being legally insane at the time of Gannon's death? That last part that we were there, the interview, that was the last kind of part of a long 3 days of interviewing Ms. Stauch. Correct? Had I expressed my frustration that she wouldn't account for taking Gannon to Florida, or she wouldn't account for the stab wounds?
Objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation as to what Mr. Sweeney was thinking.
Had I expressed
Well, no,
that to you?
He said expressed, so I think,
Well, then it's hearsay.
well, can't repeat what Mr. Bellini had said, but maybe you should move to your next question, and I can see where you're going.
Was there ever any attempt by myself saying, I need by myself to try to get her to say something specific or some type of theory or anything like that that I had done with you. Okay. If you were aware that those videotapes were all going to be turned over to the district attorney, you're also aware that I have had years plus of confidential communications with Ms. Stauch. Are you aware of that?
I assume that
And if I was going to do something unethical, as they seem to be implying, wouldn't it make, I would have just been able to do that confidentially instead of on an open video.
I'm going to object to that form of question.
Sustained.
If I was trying to feed her a story, it wouldn't make any sense for me to do it in that setting where it's recorded, would it?
no.
In any of the materials or anything else that you have looked at, is there any other rational explanation as to why Ms. Stauch did this other than the psychotic episode? Any type of motive?
I'm unaware of any or any motive that makes any sense. Why he became a victim, what happened.
The state hospital has diagnosed her with borderline personality disorder. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Are there similarities between borderline personality disorder and DID?
Objection, Your Honor, beyond the scope of cross.
I'll allow it.
Are there similarities between borderline personality disorder and DID?
Yes, they are.
What are some of those similarities?
Well, there are many similarities to reality, what is real, what is real. Difference ability to way or you.
If Ms. Stauch had sometime in the years preceding this event had Googled, "I don't like my stepson," will that possibly explain the rage in which this homicide occurred? Yes. Are you still firm in your opinion, your expert opinion, based upon almost well over 50, 60 years of practice, that in your expert opinion, Ms. Stauch was insane at the time of the death?
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
Do you learn, have you learned lots of things over your experience in interviewing and evaluating people with DID? Over the, what is it, 40, yes, over 40 plus 50 years. Have you learned at picking up on subtle cues? Have you learned, or on your experience, that is it unusual for alters to have almost fantasy type lives?
I would say it's a definition of the. It is a fantasy.
Are, in your experience, are the alters perceiving reality as a rational person would?
Thinking of oneself as someone other than the everyday person. person that we need to know. This is a fantasy, often a very changing, different, altering kind of entity. It's not a consistent, a typical life history with ordinary relationships and family ties that go on. As you saw here, it can vary within the period of time you're talking with.
Absolutely. And Dr. Lewis, we're getting close to the end of the day. Is there anything last that you think is really important for this jury to know or understand about your diagnosis?
That what you call it. What you call it is so much less important than what you understand about it. What you understand about it is that this individual has been living a psychotic life unrelated to reality, related to the way you or I or the rest of us experience reality, that it changes. It has been often diagnosed as schizophrenia when people question whether association has many of the signs, symptoms, behaviors as what we call schizophrenia. Visual, their very odd relationships, inability to sustain going. I don't care, call it, but in some psychosis with dissociative. It's that the person is living a psychotic life and stimuli that by and large are typical of her, that not stimuli that the rest of us perceive.
I have an objection based on that last answer with regards to what we received in her scope of her that had been stricken.
Mr. Tellini?
I mean, I think that was in her report and she was expounding on what she had seen in the video and what was going on.
Well, I'm going to allow it. I'm also going to end this answer.
Okay. And then lastly, Dr. Lewis, just one other question that I had. Would it then, if somebody was suffering that type of mental illness, would it be possible for a daughter who has been with them most of her life not to be aware of it?
That's a tough question because to be aware of it would respond a whole. I can answer that. Not to be aware of it. To be aware of the term dissociation, not to be able to conceptualize psychosis. That, of course, is possible. But just to say not to be aware of it, for certain psychiatry.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Lewis.
All right. Do any of the jurors have any questions for Dr. Lewis? Looks like we have. Good. We passed all of them forward and retrieve those and counsel approach, please.